Well, today, of course, Juneteenth and Independence Day just around the corner. And with all of these celebrations, how do you make sure your pet feels safe amongst the celebratory noises like fireworks? We've got Chatty joining us once again for this week's Pet Talk segment, sponsored by Nature's Recipe. Thanks for being here, Chatty, and London.
Thanks for having us, Jason. It's good to see you.
Yes.
to see you.
Yeah.
What do we need to be aware of when it comes to these holidays?
4th of July, more dogs go missing than any other day of the year. It's just terrifying for them. And part of it is that they don't know where it's coming from. Basically, to them, the sky is falling.
Right.
Bad things are happening. They go outside. It's like a war zone. So unless you have a hunting dog that's been trained to the sound of gunfire, it's very, very scary for them.
Yeah.
So the number one thing you should do is keep them inside.
Okay.
Out in the backyard is not necessarily the best place for them during, and that can go on for days.
Right.
And make sure you go out with them when they're outside, because that's how they go missing, is they get out in the backyard, they try to find a way to get away from the noise.
Sure.
And unfortunately, there's nowhere to get away from the noise. So there's lots of different things that you can do to help. So we have some natural remedies here, like Rescue Remedy. You can get this at Whole Foods or Ozark Natural Foods. It's all natural flower essences, and it just helps with stress release. Adaptil is a dog-appeasing pheromone spray that mimics the way the mother smelled when they were nursing. It's the lactating mother scent. So it can help if you can spray this on their bedding. You can spray it on a bandana and put it around the neck. CBD can be a great way to help. That's over the counter, that you don't have to have a prescription for.
Sure.
And then I found these cute
A
little,
hat.
So some people use earmuffs,
Right.
actual earmuffs for their dogs, but I thought this was cute. So
Yeah.
we'll make poor
See
London
if London can
be
put it on.
the model for this.
Oh,
So it just covers
how
her
cute
ears,
is that? How cute is that?
covers her ears, muffles the noise a little bit. So something like that can help.
Yeah.
But the main thing is
And you could put some of that oil,
you
some of that
could
scent
even
on
put
that
some
as
of
well.
that on there.
Yeah.
So these are both sort of local CBD products. This is from the Fayetteville Hemp Company. This is from Hippie Hounds in Conway. My staff and I have had a lot of luck with these types of things in times of stress.
Yeah.
So the other thing that we were going to talk about, besides the fireworks, is the heat. And I really love the way Josh Rugger always talks about the temperature of the
The
pavement.
temperature, that's right. How
Yeah,
hot those
yeah.
paws, right?
Yeah. So what do you look for as far as heat stress?
Yeah.
So some of the first things, of course, drooling, panting. But one of the early signs of heat stress can be diarrhea or vomiting.
Okay, okay.
So things like that. And then in extreme cases, the tongue will turn blue, the gums will turn blue. So it's important that you keep them cool and don't use cold water if they get really hot. Use room temperature
Room temperature,
water.
like just
And you
lukewarm
can take
water.
a towel and you can wet the towel and put it over their back. And when I'm out with London and I feel like she's getting hot, one thing I can do is I can take water and you just take it all the way down their spinal cord.
Okay.
Some cool water all the way down their spinal cord. It just kind of cools the whole body
Okay.
and their core. So that's a real, say you're out walking, your dog's hot, you've got a bottle of water, just trickle it down there.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay. That's
there,
great. These
so.
are all great tips, both to keep
Yeah.
them safe during the fireworks, but also just during this summer heat.
The
that we've
heat.
been
So
having.
yeah, and Josh always talks about the pavement temperature. So the way you can figure out if it's a good time to go, just put your own hand on the
On the
pavement,
pavement and see.
how long.
If it's too hot for you, it's
Yeah.
too hot for them.
Well,
they say
their
count to
pads
something?
have a little bit more protection than our hands and feet, but
Yeah.
that's a good indicator.
And they say you have to count to, what's the number?
30 seconds,
30
yeah.
seconds, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so-
Well, thanks for joining us today and
You
filling us in.
bet,
That's some
you
great tips and
bet.
some great local products that
But
people
keep
can
them inside.
Yes.
Keep them inside
keep
and
them
secure.
inside.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Okay, yeah, thanks, London. Thanks,
you,
Chatty, as
London.
always, for joining us on this Pet Talk segment.
You
And
bet.
thanks to Nature's Recipe for sponsoring